In this video we're going to look at the non-inverting amplifier. So it's very similar to the inverting amplifier. The difference is that the input now goes to the V non-inv port of the op-amp, and the V inverting port of the op-amp gets connected to ground via your resistor R, and we've got our feedback resistor RF. So looking at this in terms of our currents, there only is one current flowing down through this branch here. There's no current flows in or out of this leg. So we can say that the voltage at this point here, V minus, will equal the voltage at V plus, which equals our V in. So that's one of our golden rules. So therefore we can say that the current flowing down this leg here is going to be V minus minus 0 divided by R. So that's this blue current here. And the current flowing up this direction here will be our V minus minus V naught upon RF. And you can see that if there's no current flowing in here, there's only one current in this branch here, then that current there is equal and opposite to that current there. So when you add the two currents together, you'll get 0. Also, from 1 we can see that our V minus equals a V plus equals V in, so our V minus can get replaced with our V in. So now we'll just end up with our V in upon R plus V in minus V out upon RF equals 0. I'm not going to go through the transposition, but if you transpose that, you get this equation: V out equals 1 plus RF upon R. So that there is our little function which defines the gain of this amplifier. Now again, I've built it in multi-sim, and that's it built there, and you can see that the output is non-inverting, and in this case here the input is a 1 volt peak signal, so the output is going to be equal to, well, these resistor values are 2 kilo ohms and 1 kilo ohms. It's going to be 2 upon 1 plus the 1, which is going to give us a gain of 3. So the output is going to be 3 volts peak, so you can see that 1, 2, 3 volts peak, or 6 volts peak to peak. So I've changed the circuit slightly. This is a non-inverting amplifier, and the difference here is that the input now goes to the non-inverting side, the V plus, and the inverting side of the amplifier gets tied to ground via the resistor R1. So the gain of this system is R2 upon R1 plus 1. So in this instance here we've got an input of 1 volt peak, so we're going to have a gain of 2 upon 1, which is 2, plus the value of 1, which is 3. So we'll have a gain of 3 here, and there's no inversion on the output either. So let's have a wee look at that, and I'll run the simulation. There you see the input is in red, which is 1 volt peak, and the output is in blue, which is 1, 2, 3 volts peak, or 6 volts peak to peak. So that's all there is for this one. I didn't bother going and building this one up again from scratch. It's so similar to the previous one. You can just have a little look at it yourself if you want, and then change it around accordingly. Okay, so that's all there is for this video, and I'll get you on the next video. Goodbye.